Hello and welcome to part 13. I had something I wanted to discuss, a theory about God. Um, we all know God is all knowing and all powerful, or whatever. The Father, whatever. We've heard this before. Not all believe in it. But suppose it were true that there was a God and he was in human form. Apparently, man was made in his, excuse me, his his image. So, um, yeah. So he had a human-like form, or does have a human-like form. My theory is that, albeit he's a bigger man than I imagine. I'm not very tall. Give you an idea of what I envision God to be. But I guess I just wanted to say that I had a theory that he has more than one guise, meaning he has basically the same form, very much the same form, maybe slightly different at times. Possibly even different eye color or something like that, like different hair colors or what have you. But mostly he's one form, and it's basically all the same, and is more than one persona, if that makes any sense. I mean, firstly he's God, and then you don't have to have a hierarchy. I mean, to different people, he could be different things. I know this is sort of a strange concept, and people may not like to hear this, but perhaps he's also, Allah, the Islamic God is one and the same, but maybe slightly different for Islamic people. Maybe he's also Muhammad. Maybe he's King David. King David was said to have the heart of God, and why not? He still has that attribute, yet he's so. Where I'm going with this is that maybe he could be Jesus, and a lot of different personas, maybe say 100 or something like that, like different personas of importance, of significance. The Buddha, even maybe. So, where I'm going with this is that I'm saying that maybe it wouldn't be the end of the world, so to speak, if it was true that Jesus was the Christ, or the Savior, because he is just someone who believes in peace, and maybe could bring about peace, is maybe why he could be noted as the Savior, so to speak. But it doesn't mean he's any less than King David to the Jews. I mean, King David would be probably more important, far more important to Judaic people or Israelis. Likewise, the Islamics would probably prefer Muhammad or Allah or God. All may prefer God. I don't know, but these are just theories. But just think about it. I mean, it like, just because Christ is the Savior, if that ever comes to be the truth, or we learn it's the truth, it doesn't mean that other people are inferior. We're all still equals, and I hate to use this phrase, but maybe God is all things to all people, meaning, like, even the agnostic could somehow appreciate. Well, maybe an atheist could. I don't know. You'd have to believe in God, so I don't know how that would work. But being all things to suit all people, I mean, they say, okay, yeah, he's the Savior of the world, but so what? Maybe that's what a Jewish person would say, because they adhere to King David. King David was a great man, apparently, and from what I've told, what I've been told, and what I've read, and so maybe all these things are true, like all these religious scenarios are true. I'm not saying all of them, because some may not have been entirely correct. Where there's extremism, and that has to be the rule of law and all that. Maybe not all of it is true, but the narratives of I don't know what. I mean, even in fiction, like characters of fiction, God could be, or something like that. I don't know all of them, offhand what they would be, but this is just a theory, and I hope there's some sort of solace in that. I feel bad for the Jewish community. It turns out that Christ, is the Savior, and it just doesn't seem fair that, look to God, God the Father, or look to King David. It doesn't have to be that important to you. Maybe he can bring about peace or something like that, but that's why he's noted as the Savior, and what are the odds that there's going to be peace on earth everywhere? That's, I don't know, maybe he gets us all to go, assures that we all go off to heaven someday or something like that, but it's significant, and then also maybe not so much. So I'd like to speak just a little more about the incident that I heard of. I almost don't want to believe it's true, because violence is just not the way to go, and we want these people to get together and get along and live in Jerusalem together. I know in Sarajevo they did it. They had Bosnian Muslims, Bosnian Serbs, and Bosnian Croatians all live together. I remember something about that. Three can live together, but the government should be multi-ethnic, or just not pertaining to religion. Religion has to be observed regarding all the religious sites and all that, but at the same time, it's a government, and needs to forget about religion to a great extent, to run properly, because religion causes way too many problems, and a government is what we were taught here in the U.S. We call it division of church and state, and we say church, but it could be religion and state, or religion and government, a separation thereof, and I think that's very important. So that's all I had to say. It's just a theory, but don't lose faith. It just means he's more than we thought, but it may not matter to you that he's something else to some other people, if that makes any sense. Okay, well, have a great day, and happy Passover, happy Easter, happy, well, that's a bad subject. I was going to say something for the Muslims too, but I feel awful about that. I wish that didn't happen. I really do. I don't know what happened exactly, but I had a tape of an explanation as to what happened in the incident yesterday on Friday, Good Friday, and it's the coming home or something like that. They had a peaceful demonstration, and it led to other things, and what the videotape I got was blacked out, or not blanked out, but there was no audio, it wasn't moving were part of it, so I don't know exactly what happened, but I hope there can be a peaceful resolve. Everyone gets along, and there is a multi-ethnic government, and that's about all I have to say. So have a great day, and enjoy the holiday if you celebrate anything, and bye.